This is your Helium update. We've had some absolute killer entries on the channel over the last few days. We've had BE Chain, Beam, Helium, Scallop, AVAX. Every single one of them, we were watching, every single one of them has done something that we expected to happen. They've all broken trend, they've all pumped to the upside. So anyone that was in Helium after the last video, where's those targets? Anyone that didn't manage to get into Helium, have you got a second chance entry? Let's dive in. Helium currently trading at $4.46. So we're going to use this as a bit of a training lesson for you, how you can identify price action or how you can identify moves before they actually happen on the chart. So first and foremost, how did we know that we were going to get this bounce? How much was this bounce? Because since the last video, we've moved to the upside of 43%. So a 43% move, not to be sniffed at, but just look, when you zoom out, how insignificant this move is compared to the previous few months of price action. From where price is sitting now to the previous high, we're looking at 150% move to the upside. So does it mean you should enter the market now, or can you get a better entry to protect yourself? How did we know that this bounce was imminent? Because first and foremost, we were looking for clues. Initially, we look at clues on the chart, and then we look outside of the chart into the indicators to see if there's any confluence or there's any forward-looking things, any clues that the market's given us that we are due any kind of a bounce. So the first thing that we had was the trend line. And remember, the more touches that you have on a trend line, the more that the trend line's respected, and more importantly, the more touches you have, once the trend line's broken, that's showing clear change of momentum. So it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touches of this trend line before it was broken. What happened once it was broken? Get the indicators up. It's broken and you put in a lower low here. Now just mark this off. You put in a lower low there. Now, what were the indicators telling us, and what clues can we identify from these indicators? What clues did we identify from these indicators? We identified that the buying and selling pressure on the indicators wasn't matching the story of the chart. So we're just looking to build up a picture. We're looking to build up a story of the trading chart of Helium. So here we go. This was the first thing. We'd had a higher low. What else? Higher low. Can you see? So the buying and the selling pressure is telling us on the RSI and on the stochastic that the buyers are actually winning. They're putting that higher low. There's something that's not right on the chart. Something that's not right on the chart, and that was the lower low. Doesn't match that. It doesn't match that. We were expecting the divergence to play out. That's what a divergence is. That's a bullish divergence. So we were expecting something to play out. And that's exactly what happened. So where's the next resistance levels? To look for the next resistance levels, you need to just do one simple thing. You need to look for the lower lows, and you need to match up the lower lows, because this is where price was rejected previously. This is where price was rejected previously. And this is where price was rejected previously. So by adding those in, it's telling us that there's a high probability that you're expecting some kind of a cool down when you get to these levels. You could even get a pullback. But ultimately, once this level's broken, what's that creating? We talk about it all the time, the gaps. That's creating a gap. That gap represents, as far as price action is concerned, that gap represents a move. Get it up there. That represents a move of 73% to the upside. So if you're in Helium, you've got your protections underneath here. These are strong protections. First and foremost, the level that we need to hold in the event of any kind of pullback is this previous high. That is sitting at $3.78, $3.78, just under $3.80. So this needs to hold as support. So if you're not in Helium, this would be my first area to be looking at buying back. It's this level here, this one that needs to hold. We need an RS flip. It's flip from resistance to support, and then that's going to give us additional confirmation that we can start making those higher lows and those higher highs and start trending to the upside towards our targets here. Once you get past this level, remember guys, the lack of a build of a price action, there wasn't a big, massive tug of war battle happening at this point. Because of that, that's less likely to act as resistance. So we're just looking for clues on the chart, guys. Build up your own pattern, build up your own clues, see what kind of advantages you can get by doing it. Simple indicators. These indicators represent price action. If price action's telling us something different to what the price chart's telling us, we know that the price chart needs to catch up, and that's the psychology behind it. So if you did find this content useful, guys, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next, and I'll see you guys in the next one.